Senator Warren, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the Navy acquires everything from night vision goggles to aircraft carriers through contracts with big defense contractors. But the contractors often place restrictions on these deals that prevent service members from maintaining or repairing the equipment, won't even let them write a training manual without going back through the contractor. Now, the contractors say that since they own the intellectual property and the technical data underlying the equipment, only they have the right to repair that equipment. These right to repair restrictions usually translate into much higher costs for DoD, which has no choice but to shovel money out to big contractors whenever DoD needs to have something fixed. So take the Navy's littoral combat ship. General Dynamics and Lockheed Martin considered much of the data and equipment on the ship to be proprietary. So the Navy had to delay missions and spend millions of dollars on travel costs just so that contractor-affiliated repairmen could fly in rather than doing this ourselves. Secretary Del Toro, when a sailor isn't allowed to repair part of their ship at sea and a Marine isn't allowed to access technical data to fix a generator on a base abroad, one solution is for the Navy to buy the intellectual property from the contractors. So can you say a little bit about what the benefits are of the Navy having technical rights for the equipment that it has purchased?
The benefits are enormous, Senator, and we've actually had tremendous success, I'd say, in the last year and a half to 2 years through the taxpayer advocacy program that we initiated when I came in. There have been 3 examples. One, gaining the intellectual property rights for the new ACV class of ships that will replace the AAVs. The F-35 negotiations really proved themselves out in a significant way as well, too. And lastly, the 20 F-18 ENFs that the Congress authorized in 22 and 23. We were able to make significant gains in terms of the government finally getting the intellectual property rights that were necessary for us to be able to properly sustain those moving forward.
So I am very, very glad to hear this. I like the Taxpayer Advocacy Project and how you're training contract officers to secure technical equipment that the Navy buys. But I think you should have the support of Congress on this. Senator Braun and I have introduced the Stop Price Gouging the Military Act to give DoD more tools to get cost and pricing data so that you will be in a better position to negotiate better deals with the contractors. There's also more that we can do to ensure that the Navy and the rest of the services have the rights they need to bolster readiness. So let me ask you, Secretary Del Toro, would having a stronger focus on right to repair issues during the acquisition process, like prioritizing contract bids that give DoD fair access to repair materials and ensuring that contract officers are looking into buying technical rights early on, would that help the Navy save costs and boost readiness at the same time?
Very much so, Senator. In fact, one of the things that we have prioritized since I came in as Secretary of the Navy, given my acquisition background, is actually those negotiations need to happen as early as possible. Good. Before we even, as we develop the acquisition strategy for that contract to go out to bid. And by doing so, we will reap tremendous returns. And in the case of the LCS, Senator, by the way, and I applaud former CNO Mike Gilday, now our current CNO Lisa Franchetti, for actually moving the LCS maintenance strategy from a contractor service focused strategy to a sailor focused strategy.
Yeah. Well, I very much appreciate the direction you're going in this. I want Congress to be able to help you on this. Ensuring that our service members' equipment works shouldn't depend on whatever price some contractor wants to set after the fact. DoD should be able to follow your lead and secure the rights to repair in all of its equipment early on. So thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Warren. Senator Ernst, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And